नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम इन आवर ऑनलाइन स्टडी ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स।
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आज के इस वीडियो में हम आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस फॉर बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन। सो दिस इज द सीरीज ऑफ मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फॉर ईच चैप्टर्स। सो एंजॉय द वीडियो एंड एक्सटेंड योर नॉलेज। अपने ज्ञान को बढ़ाइए और बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन में सफलता ही नहीं महान सफलता प्राप्त कीजिए। तो हमारे इस वीडियो में ओनली 5 क्वेश्चंस फॉर ग्रेट सक्सेसफुल इन द बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन। सो एंजॉय द वीडियो।
तो दोस्तों, आइए स्टार्ट करते हैं इस चैप्टर की मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फॉर बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन। सो हियर इज फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। यूज यूक्लिड डिवीजन एल्गोरिथम टू फाइंड द HCF of 867 and 255. So here 867 is greater than 255. So using Euclid division lemma is equal to BQ plus R under the condition 0 is less than R less than P. So we can write these numbers as using Euclid division lemma. 867 equal to 255 into 3. Okay? Plus how much? 255 into 3. This gives you how much? 765. And how much remaining? 867 minus 765. This gives you 102. So you will write here 102. So now here this is not 0, R is not 0. So you can apply here Euclid division lemma once again. That is using Euclid division lemma for the number is 255 and 102. So you will write it as for 255 equal to 102 into 2. Then how much remaining? This is 204 and 55 minus 204 means you will get 51. Okay? So here R is not equal to 0, 51 is not equal to 0, and here is 102 is not equal to 0. Okay, so we will use again using Euclid division lemma. That is for the number what? This is 102 and 51. 102 and 51. So you will get here 102 equal to 51 into 2. That is how much remaining? 0. Because 51 to is 102. So now the step is in here. So you can write since R equal to 0, therefore HCF of what number? 867 and 255 equal to what? That is 51. So this is the answer of this question. So you will apply this Euclid division lemma till you will get 0. When you will get R equal to 0, then the process is end and you will get the final answer. So this is the HCF of the given number. Now dear, question number second. This is the most important question once again. Use Euclid division lemma to show that the square of any positive integer either of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer m. M is the some integer, means you will take the value m for the any integer. So it is the question. This is the most important question. So now see here the proof of this question. So question says that any square of any positive integer. So first of all we will consider a positive integer x, ठीक है, positive integer b x, then you can write by Euclid division lemma. What is Euclid division lemma? That is a equal to bq plus r, where 0 is less than r less than b. So here you have to take a positive integer x. So you will put here in the place of a x. So you will get here x equal to, and b is here is to prove that 3m plus 1. So you will write here 3q plus r, and here condition is 0 is less than r less than b. bq, b means you have to take 3. This is given 3. So we will write here 3. Now according to this condition you will get r equal to 0, because r equal to 0 equal to r means r equal to 0. So 0 and less than 3. Less than 3 means before 3. That is 1 and 2. So there is 2 number. Now this is the equation number first you have take. Therefore when r equal to 0, you take one by one these values. Then when r equal to 0, then you will get x equal to 3q plus r means 0. So this gives x equal to 3q. But question says square of any integer. So now squaring both sides. On squaring both sides, we get what you get, that is x square equal to 3q whole square. And 3q whole square, what you get? You will get it 3 square means 9 and q square means q square. So this is written as x square equal to 3 into 3q square. Now you will write in this place m, that is 3m, and where you will replace this 3q square by m. So you will get the square of any integer in the form 3m. Okay. Now when the second condition, when r equal to 1, when r equal to 1, then you will get x equal to, replace this r by 1 from the equation number first. You will put the value of r, that is 1. So you will get x equal to 3q plus 1. Okay. Now again question says that square of integer. So you squaring both sides. On we get, what you get? That is x square equal to 3q plus 1 whole square. Using identity, you will write it as x square equal to a square, that is 3q whole square means 9q square, plus b square means 1, so you will write here 1, and 2ab. 2ab means multiplication of these two, that is 3q and into 2, so you will get 6q and 6q plus 1. Now you can write it as, taking 3 as a common, in this you will get 3q square plus 2q and then plus 1. Now replace these things by any integer m. So you will write 3m plus 1, where you will replace m equal to 3q square plus 2q. So this is the form 3m plus 1. Now once more, given here r equal to 2. So you replace this r in the equation number 1 by 2. So what you get when r equal to 2, then we will get, what you get? We will get it as x equal to 3q plus 2. So question says that squaring. So once again we will square on squaring both sides. So what you get? X square equal to 3q plus 1 whole square. Again using identity here, what you get? You will get that x square equal to a square, that is 3q square. So 3q whole square means 3 square and q square, that is 9q square. And plus 2ab. 2ab means again 3 into 1, 3, and into 2, that is 6q. And plus 1. So you will once again, here is value is 2. So you put here 2. So the multiplication of these two, 3 2 are 6 and 6 2 is 12. So you will write here 12q and plus b square. B square means 4. Now again you take 3 as common, then you will get 3q square plus 6q and plus this is written as 4 is written as 3 plus 1. Yes, we can write is 3 plus 1. Okay, so 3 is taken as common, you will get 1 plus 1. So what you get? You will get it as 3 and replace these things by m. So you will get 3m plus 1. So you can observe that the square of integer, just we will get here 3m plus 1. And here is also the square of integer is 3m plus 1. And the square of, in this step, you will get 3m. So finally you will write the conclusion. What the conclusion? You will write the conclusion that the square of any integer, the square of any positive integer just in the form what? 3m and 3m plus 1. So this is the proof of this question. So you will get the final result. Now here once again a most important question number 3. That is, check whether 6 raised to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. So how can you check it? Okay dear, so we take here, since n is a natural number, n is a natural number, and so we can take here, let 6 raised to the power n end with the digit 0. 6 raised to the power n end with the digit 0. Therefore, 6 raised to the power n is divisible by 5. अगर कोई भी नंबर 0 पर एंड हो रहा है तो 100% वो नंबर 5 से डिवाइड होगा। तो अगर ये 5 से डिवाइड है तो हमने मान लिया कि ये नंबर 0 से एंड होता है, और अगर ये 0 से एंड होता है तो फिर ये नंबर 5 से डिवाइड होगा। तो चलो चेक करते हैं कि ये नंबर 5 से डिवाइड है क्या। बट the prime factor of 6 raised to the power n equal to 2 into 3 and whole raised to the power of n, that is 2 raised to the power n into 3 raised to the power n. So this is the prime factorization of 6 raised to the power n. Okay, so we can write it, you can observe here the prime factorization of 6 raised to the power n. This implies that the prime factorization of 6 raised to the power n is, you can observe here, there is no factor of 5. There is no factor of 5. ये आप देख सकते हैं प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन 2 और 3 मिला, यहाँ पे 5 आया है क्या? 5 तो नहीं आया। अगर यहाँ 5 नहीं आएगा तो फिर प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन, अगर 5 नहीं आएगा तो ये 0 से भी डिवाइड नहीं होगा, because this is the necessary condition. If any number ends with the digit 0, then it is 100% divisible by 5. For example, you can see here, this is a number end with the digit 0, so this is divisible by 5 to the 10. Again, this is 150 end with the digit 0, so this is again divisible by 5. Okay, so now you take any number, if it is ends with the digit 0, then it 100% contains a factor 5. But here is no factor of 5. Therefore, we can say that for the fundamental theorem, by fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic? That every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes and its factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factorization occurs. मतलब जो हमें ये फैक्टर फैक्टराइजेशन मिला है ये यूनिक है, इसके अलावा कोई दूसरा फैक्टराइजेशन नहीं होगा। तो ये फंडामेंटल थ्योरम और अर्थमेटिक्स है। तो फिर इस फंडामेंटल थ्योरम से हम कह सकते हैं कि आवर सपोजिशन इज रॉन्ग, our supposition is wrong that supposition is wrong of 6 raised to the power n that there is ends with 6 raised to the power n ends with the digit 0. Therefore, by the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we can say that upper supposition is wrong for 6 raised to the power n ends with the digit 0. Okay. So, therefore, there is, so we can say that there does not exist any natural number that there does not exist any natural number n for which raised to the power n ends with the digit 0. So this is the solution of this question. Now here is again most important question. Prove that under root 5 is an irrational number. हमें प्रूव करना है कि अंडर रूट 5 irrational number है. So there are so many questions based on root 5, root 3, root 2, root 7, root 11, and all the proofs are same. So you try to understand this question very carefully because this is the most important question for board exam. You will get 100% this type of question like that. Root 2 is an irrational number, root 3 is an irrational number, otherwise root 5 is an irrational number, otherwise root 7 is an irrational number, or root 11. Similarly, root 13 is also an irrational number. So how can you prove it? So try to understand. We can write this is, we will prove it by the contradiction method. Okay. So हमें क्या prove करना है? It is an irrational number. So we will take first of all, let root 5 is a rational number. Let under root 5 is a rational number. Okay, this is the first important step. After that, since if it is a rational number, then by the definition of rational number, you can write it as this implies that root 5 equal to a upon b. You can write it as p upon q also. So we will write here a and b, where a and b are co-prime. This is the most important step. That is root 5 equal to a by b, where a and b are co-prime and b is not equal to 0. Okay. So now by cross multiplication we will get a equal to under root 5 b on squaring both sides. What you get? We will get, that is a square equal to under root 5 whole square means 5, and b square, square of b means b square. So we can write it as this implies that 5 divides a square. This is the factor, 5 is the factor of the right hand side. It means 5 divides a square, because this is the value of a square. So it means 5 divides a square, and this implies that 5 divides a. Okay, so this gives you, therefore by the conclusion we will get what you get. You will get the equation number first. You will write this equation number first. Now let a equal to 5c, and then you put here this value in this step. Therefore you will get 5c whole square equal to 5b square. On operating the bracket you will get 25c square equal to 5b square. Okay, now you can write 5 cancel 5 5s are 25, means you can write it as b square equal to 5c square, and these steps give the conclusion that 5 divides this is b square. So you can write that 5 divides b square, and this implies that 5 divides b also. ठीक है, b स्क्वायर अगर 5 से डिवाइड हो रहा है तो b भी 5 से डिवाइड होगा. Let us, this is the equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2 we will get a conclusion. From equation first and second we get that 5 is the factor of A and B both. If 5 divides A and 5 divides B, it means 5 is the factor of A and B, that is the common factor. It means 5 is the, this implies that 5 is the common factor of A and B. And but upper supposition that A and B are co-prime. Co-prime means it has no any common factor. But this gives you what? That 5 is the common factor of A and B. Okay, so if 5 is the common factor of A and B, it means A and B are not co-prime. This implies that A and B are not co-prime. Co-prime मीन्स इसका ये फैक्टर मिल गया है, फैक्टर मिल गया, इसका मतलब ये नंबर आपका को-प्राइम नहीं हुआ। तो फिर अगर ये को-प्राइम नहीं है तो फिर क्या हो जाएगा? Therefore, our supposition that under root 5 is rational is wrong. Therefore, our supposition that under root 5 is a rational number is wrong. Why? Because we have to consider that root 5 is a rational, and it is a rational, then we can write it just into the A by B form. And if it is A by B form, then there is no A and B are co-prime, that is no common factor, but we will get here a common factor. So our supposition is wrong. हमने माना था कि ये co-prime में कोई common factor नहीं है, लेकिन यहाँ पे common factor आ रहा है और हमने माना है कि नहीं है। नहीं है का मतलब our supposition is wrong. So our supposition is wrong that root 5 is rational. अगर root 5 is rational गलत है तो फिर सही क्या है? Right is that therefore under root 5 is an irrational number. Therefore we can say that under root 5 is an irrational number. So this is the proof of this question. So this is the most important question. Let us another important question to prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. अब इसे हमें प्रूव करना है, ये क्वेश्चन भी मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है। तो चलिए इसका प्रूफ भी कैसे करना है आइए देखते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल टेक इट एज 3 plus let 3 plus 2 under root 5 is a rational number. Okay, now we can write it as, therefore this is written as 3 plus 2 under root 5 equal to A upon B, where A and B are integers and co-prime, where A and B are integers and co-prime. Okay, and B is not equal to 0. Now we can write it as 2 under root 5 equal to transpose this 3 to left hand side. You will get A upon B minus 3. Okay, this step is clear. Now you can write it as 2 under root 5 equal to, take in LCM, then you will get A minus 3B. Okay, after that transpose this 2 to left side, sorry, right hand side. What you get? Under root 5 equal to A minus 3B upon 2B. Clear? So this is, you can write it as under root 5 equal to A is integer, okay, minus B is also integer, therefore divide by 2, and this B is also integer. So what you get the conclusion? Integer minus 3 into integer divided by 2 into integer. That is, you will get under root 5 equal to a rational number. On simplifying, we will get this is right hand side a rational number, because rational number you can write just into the p by q form. If it is p by q form, then you can write this is the rational number. If this is a rational number, so this is the contradiction, because under root 5 you know that this is always irrational and this is irrational, so this is the contradiction. So we will get here what we get? We will get here, therefore it is a contradiction that 3 plus 2 under root 5 is a rational number. Is a rational number, therefore our supposition is wrong. That 3 plus 2 under root 5 is a rational number. Therefore, 3 plus 2 under root 5 is an irrational number. I think that this step is clear, because a rational number is not equal to the irrational number, because right hand side is a rational and left hand side you know always root 5 is irrational. So irrational never equal to rational. So this is the contradiction, that root 3 plus 2 under root 5 is a rational. तो अगर ये contradiction है तो इसका अपोजिट क्या होगा? हमारा सपोजिशन गलत हो जाएगा, रॉन्ग होगा, तो इसका अपोजिट हो जाएगा कि ये आपका 3 plus 2 under root 5 is a rational irrational number. Okay, so I think that the step is clear. So this is the proof of this question, hence proved. This is the answer of this question. हमारे इस वीडियो को अंत तक देखने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।